This episode of Are You Scared is sponsored by The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. The Devil Made Me Do It is the 7th installment of the critically acclaimed Conjuring universe. The film reveals a chilling story of terror, murder, and unknown evil, and follows one of the case files of real-life paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. Previous films have seen the intrepid couple take on demonic entities like Bathsheba and the horrific nun Valak, and yet the case featured in this particular film is said to have shocked the battle-hardened couple in real life. It's one of the most sensational cases from their files, and it starts with a fight for the soul of a young boy, then takes them beyond anything they'd ever seen before, to mark the first time in US history that a murder suspect would claim demonic possession as a defense. I personally am a huge fan of the series and cannot wait to munch on popcorn on June 4th, 2021, when it will open in theaters and IMAX nationwide. It will be available on HBO Max for 31 days from theatrical release. So go out there and see the film, and for now, let's get back to Are You Scared? This video contains content that some might find disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised. Home videos. A great way to see ripples of the past long forgotten. And for our narrator, a great way for him to unbox trauma that has unknowingly hid in his subconscious for decades. A trauma that he must now confront. I'm Ryan Bergara, and this is Are You Scared? A show where I tell my friend Shane Madej the internet's scariest stories. So lock your doors, turn off the lights, and let's see if we can make it until the end. My mom sent me old home videos. I don't celebrate birthdays anymore. When you get older, you try to forget they even exist. You really don't need a reminder telling you you're slowly becoming an outdated dinosaur. And I've always found commemorating the harrowing approach of death a rather morbid notion. So, I suppose having my birthday in the middle of a nationwide lockdown was somewhat of a godsend. Jesus Christ, this person needs to be nicer to themselves.
I mean, did you have mixed emotions about turning 30?
Yeah, when I turned 30, I went off a little bit into the deep end.
You're not like, I refuse to acknowledge my birthday anymore.
No, I'm just going to turn 29 the rest of my life.
Oh, you're devilish. You are bad.
I am bad. I am bad.
I remember when I turned 30, I was like, kick ass, dude. And then when I turned 39, I was like, what's 40? And then when I turned 65, I was like, all right, now I'm feeling it.
Yeah, feeling what? The energy?
Yeah, exactly right. And now I'm rocking it into the grave.
Yeah, I think that's just death knocking on your door.
Yeah, come on, buddy, let's tango.
Oh shit, you might be the first person to beat Father Time.
I'm gonna beat his ass so hard he'll be crying to
Holy
daddy.
Shit, what are you gonna do it with?
A sock full of oranges.
That didn't stop my mother from sending me a present, though. She always finds ways to annoy me.
What a bitch.
What a fucking asshole. Well, I can't believe my fucking mom sent me another B-Day present every year.
Locked at home in the middle of a pandemic and my fucking mom sends me a gift.
Yeah, it's like she remembers I exist or something.
May she rot in hell.
She always finds ways to annoy me in the best way possible. And she'd outfiddle the devil himself just to put a smile on my face. I don't know how she did it, but this morning when I went to let Dave, my cat, out, I nearly tripped over it. An anonymous brown package just laying there, inside my flat. How the hell did she pull that off? I chuckled internally as I tried to decipher what was scribbled on the front of the package.
Chuckled internally?
Yeah, I think that's, you never laughed inside your mind where you're just like,
let me try.
I would assume you smile though. You would smile. You do this. How about this? Like a subtle one, like an HBO smile, like this. I chuckled internally as I tried to decipher what was scribbled on the front of the package. It was clearly in her handwriting. I'd recognize it anywhere. The worst fucking handwriting you'll ever see. Like if you grabbed a crow, dipped its beak in ink, and let it peck randomly on the paper. Jesus, this guy is roasting his mom.
It's descriptive, and I like that.
I guess I like it.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Yeah, I'm imagining it's
Yeah,
good.
like a raven riding the raven.
Oh, shit.
To Jeffy, love mom. I yelled to Dave to hurry his shit up, but he wasn't having it, so I just closed the door and brought the package with me inside, carefully placing it down on the kitchen counter. Mom was a next-level prankster, so I made sure to investigate every inch of it, weighing it, gently shaking it, before finally opening it. I scratched my head in puzzlement. It wasn't much, just a DVD, no note or anything. My mom wasn't very technical, and the thought of her burning a DVD was quite frankly absurd. Did she even own a computer? Maybe Dad helped her out, or my brother. I guess there were ways she could have pulled it off, so I shrugged and plopped the thing into my laptop.
What a throwback.
That is a throwback.
Oh, hell yeah. Just playing a DVD on your laptop, those were the days.
After whirring discordantly for what felt like minutes, I was finally greeted with a single video file named Jeffy's Home Videos 86 to 90. I caught myself smiling sheepishly in the reflection on my screen. I didn't even know we had a video camera back then, so it was a very thoughtful surprise. Sort of an atypical gift from my mom, but I was still halfway expecting it all to be some elaborate prank. Maybe it was a Rickroll or something. Remember those?
Yeah, timely.
But no, to my mild surprise, it seemed like a pretty extensive collection of genuine home videos from the 80s, complete with ridiculous low resolution, graininess, horrible audio, and an abysmal cameraman. You ever watched a home video and been like, what the fuck was my dad doing? How many margaritas deep was this guy when we were trying to get footage of us in the pool?
Yeah.
My dad's out here making J.J. Abrams blush, making it look like Cloverfield.
Hey.
That movie I saw one time in the theater and I threw up. It's disgusting. They seemed to be in the wrong order though, starting when I was 4, then younger and younger, which to me proved that it was my technically challenged mom who compiled them. I sat for about half an hour enjoying every second of the shaky cam time travel, reliving moments I'd entirely forgotten, laughing at how weird everybody looked back then, and boggling at how I was still alive. I was a stupid, stupid kid, always falling over and running into things. I sent my mom a picture of me with a bottle of wine relishing the ancient videos, with the caption, "Thanks for the home videos, Mom. Heart. Best birthday gift ever."
It's fun to remember what you were like as a little child.
Yeah, remember what you were like, what, a couple days ago?
What?
You watching videos of yourself a couple days ago, like, oh, look how young I was. God, I was so cute. What a sweetie. Look at that. And Sarah's like, oh, you watching videos of you playing at the park when you're like 3? No, I'm just watching some eps of Puppet History.
Look at those cheeks. Couldn't you just pinch them?
But then it got strange. I'd finished watching the summer of '87 when we apparently spent the holiday out by my grandpa's cabin by the sea. I was 2 years old then, and my brother Justin must have been 5. It was a wonderful trip down non-memory lane, since I had no recollection of it, and I was anxiously looking forward to videos from my first year. I didn't have any photos or anything from back then. My mom said they must have been misplaced when they moved a decade ago, but she could never seem to find them again. It was the summer of '86, according to the date in the bottom left corner. A shaky cam, more than likely maneuvered by my dad, looking over a tall white fence. A family of 3 was gathered on the other side: husband, wife, and a tiny toddler. I didn't recognize any of them, but I suppose they must have been our neighbors. We moved every couple of years when I was a child, something about my mom's work, so it was an educated guess. There was some barely audible whispering as the camera was lowered, now facing the grass. I replayed this part several times, but I could never really hear what was said, just fragments of it made sense. We, move, leave, hurry, were the only words I could make out. It seems like a weird thing. You would think a mixtape would be, highlights. That's usually what my mixtapes
Chuck
were.
E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Six Flags.
Playing in the bounce house.
Sure.
Maybe some bath time with your brother.
Bath time with the bro.
Yeah.
Get those bubbles going.
One time my dad forgot that he was recording.
Yeah.
And he clipped the camera on his waistband. And so for 30 minutes we just heard,
That's classic
and then
dad. He took a shit?
It stopped.
You're telling an Are You Scared within an Are You Scared? This is a Russian nesting doll of Are You Scared?
That's too much.
I'm gripped. Tell me more.
We see my dad's sneakers. We kind of hear like the background of oldies music. We're not really sure what's happening. So we all of a sudden hear, hey, you guys got beer here? Yeah, I'll take a beer. You know what? I'll take 2 beers.
You know what?
And then...
Make it 3. 4. I'm not driving.
And then the camera angle changes and we just see knees. And we just see my dad drinking a beer silently for about 30 to 40 minutes where, I don't know where the rest of the family went, but he snuck off. Ain't that like a dad? That's the most dad story you could possibly have.
Wow.
Good story, right?
That's wonderful.
Anyways, that story has a happy ending. I don't think there's a frothy cold one at the end of this story. Then the camera was raised, once again peering over the top of the fence. The family was gathered out by the front porch of a house. The toddler with his assumed mother, and the assumed father operating a hose, spraying water on some flowers.
Sounds like we've got ourselves a peeping papa.
Yeah, we do got ourselves a peeping papa. Could you imagine catching your dad doing this in the act? Just like,
what are you doing, dude?
Just filming going, yeah, we more, leave, hurry. Honey, what? Just in the camera, honey. Then the camera moved again, focusing on the cheery face of my mom. She was wearing a bright red sun hat, real cheesy looking, and the first time I saw it, I giggled out loud. Let's do it, she said, grinning widely. A chill ran down my spine. Those exact words have no meaning without context, you know. Could point to absolutely anything. Let's do it. Let's go get ice cream. Let's do it. Let's drive down to the beach. Innocent things, mundane snapshots. But the way she said it and the expression on her face, I knew instantly that something wasn't right.
Let's steal a boy. Let's steal a boy.
Oh, shit! Dude,
Let's steal a boy.
This is the present. This is how we got you.
That's fucked. I mean, it's a good prank on that other family.
Yeah, I mean, that other family is
hey,
like...
remember how you had a son? JK, he's ours now. Bye.
Gotcha. Moments later, the shaky cam got shakier, now running around the fence and into the backyard of the family. The cameraman, assumedly my dad, stopped at the gate, zooming in on the woman's face. She looked shocked, scared even, holding onto the toddler tightly and backing away towards the front door. Then, my mom came into view again, and I realized why the woman appeared so frightened. I had to replay that moment several times too, because I couldn't believe it.
Does mom have a gun? Does mom have a gun? Does mother have a gun?
Couldn't believe it was her. She was wielding a knife, a huge butchery thing. She turned and grinned to the camera, waving the knife around playfully, before suddenly charging at the woman, her terrifying high-pitched screams echoing through my kitchen. I almost stumbled to the floor as I watched the carnage unfold. My mom stabbed the woman brutally in her left leg, causing her to collapse on the front porch, the toddler rolling down onto the grass, wailing hysterically. The assumed father suddenly became aware of what was happening, and his eyes widened as he yelled something, running to the woman's aid, only to be stabbed in the neck by my mom as he came within arm's reach. Jesus!
Okay, this is crazy, but it's also, I gotta say something. If his mother was truly the ultimate prankster, she would have shot a video when the boy was younger and had people sort of play the part.
The dad goes into a slow pushing on the mom's dead body, and she's like,
happy birthday.
Ketchup packets.
Yeah. That'd be good though.
The next 2 or 3 minutes were dedicated to my mom stabbing the two of them repeatedly. The fleshy, pulpy, mangled remains at the end of it hardly even human in appearance anymore. Jesus Christ. Impressive endurance, Mom. Not a lot of options here for Jeffy.
No.
All you can really do is compliment the form that she has in the murdering and then start to pack your bags and call the police because...
Or just fully ignore. I'm ignoring.
I don't think so. That's not something you could... You're treating it like Grandpa said something that was insensitive at the table at Thanksgiving. This is a little different. She just murdered someone until they became a crumpled up Capri Sun.
No. She murdered someone 30 years ago.
Would you turn your mom in?
No.
You wouldn't turn this lady in.
Nah, man, they made it 30 years. I'm gonna rat them out?
It's not even your mom.
That's Madej strong. We look out for each other.
You just watched a video of your actual mom being murdered.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. That was rude.
Good riddance, they were weak.
Yeah.
They didn't deserve to birth me.
They basically, like, just as good as let their child get murdered.
Yeah, text the mom back, thanks for getting rid of that loser.
Thanks, dog.
Absolutely drenched in blood, my mom turned to the camera, laughing maniacally. She suddenly noticed the wailing toddler in the grass and quickly wiped clean the knife with the inside of her dress, placing it down on the porch. She then gently lifted the toddler, hugging him tightly, smearing blood all over the child. We'll name you Jeffy, she said, and kissed him, me, on the cheek, before waving to the camera. I slammed the laptop shut and staggered back, hyperventilating uncontrollably. No, it couldn't be. It had to be some kind of prank, right? Right? Some unbelievably elaborate prank. You could do that these days, you know? Fabricate shit like that, right? Deep fake and everything. My phone vibrated. A text from my mom. I read it. Then again. Once more. Then I grabbed my laptop and got the hell out of there. What would make you not run in fear?
Oh.
I can't think of anything.
No regrets with a little smile.
Pretty cool, huh?
Did you enjoy my masterpiece? What if it's something threatening like, you're next?
I just saw what you said.
Okay, well,
I'm
just
sorry.
say it.
I didn't send you any videos, but your father is coming over to sort it out. Stay where you are, Jeffy. Everything will be all right. Don't move. We'll be right there. So, are you scared?
Dad's a fucking rat. He turned his back on his partner in crime?
I don't think that's added anything. I think it's just like, they're gonna come murder this kid, but why would they murder him after?
Well, the father's going over, I believe, to, as the children say, a bit of a vibe check. They're like, get over there, see if he's a little pale in the face, or someone else figured out what they had done somehow.
Oh, and then sent it to him.
And they were like, this son needs to know.
But then how would they know that was on the tape? Because all he said was got the birthday present.
Well, I would think that if in your possession of your home videos, you had videos of you brutally murdering.
Yeah, that's true.
You'd probably be like, oh.
Well, counterpoint, you would also probably label that as murdering 87.
Jeffy's third birthday, the brutal murder of Jeffy's parents. I kicked ass.
You like that one?
I had a lot of fun, Ryan.
I'm glad you liked that story that was written by Tor-Anders Ulven, or as they're known on Reddit, hyperobscura.
Ooh.
This is the first part of a 5-part series. If you guys want us to cover part 2, just let us know in the comments.
I'm gonna remain in the void until I get closure on this.
Okay, you might be dead. That does it for this season. Thank you for watching. Are you scared? I guess we'll see you next time in the void. How do we feel about murder? Next time on Are You Scared?
Sleep tight.
Or not.
Uh-huh.